Today we welcome from Seymour Johnson Air Force Base Senior Airman Aaron Ash. Aaron, how you doing?
Doing all right, thank you.
Appreciate you coming in, talking to us. Where's home for you? Where are you from?
I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, big city there.
It is.
And you've been in the Air Force how long now?
Just over three and a half years.
About 3.5. What inspired you to join the Air Force of all things?
Well, I've had family that have been in the military.
Okay.
And I had friends that joined the Air Force before I did.
Yeah.
So it was a really good opportunity for me to hear their experiences and decide for myself to go ahead and join.
You sign up in Tulsa?
Yes, I did.
And you went to where right away?
Right away, you go to Lackland.
Go to Lackland.
Lackland Air Force Base,
Right.
and then you, well, I guess Joint Base.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went to Mississippi for 6 months at Keesler.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Being on the beach.
Be on the beach.
On the beach.
On the beach.
Yeah.
That's nice there.
Yeah.
Of course, I remember when they had a storm roll through there named Katrina some years ago.
I got there after the rebuild, but
Yeah.
when I went down through New Orleans, we took a trip through there, and there were still areas in the French Quarter that were still recovering.
Really beat up there, yeah. So Keesler, you were there for how long?
6 months.
And you trained there? And what in what area?
Well, we call it PMEL, but it's Precision Measurement Equipment Laboratory.
Okay. And what do you do now at Seymour Johnson?
I calibrate aircraft tools and equipment.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Gee, that's pretty specific there.
It is.
It gets you get down to the real nuts and bolts of the thing.
We sure do. I mean, we deal with tolerances, so we have accuracies for equipment, limits as far as how far out of tolerance or in tolerance they should be.
Mm-hmm. Now you're talking specifically about equipment. You're talking
Sure.
gauges. You're talking.
The easiest way to explain it would be torque wrenches, pressure gauges, but that's about the easiest thing we're going to do. Anything from that to electronic systems. I do
Hydraulics?
Hydraulics for sure.
Really?
We do a lot of safety, so I do a lot of gas detection.
Okay.
Just about all of the gas detectors on base I've worked with.
Okay.
So I've gotten to touch a lot of safety. So that's pretty cool, I think.
How many in your unit?
We have about, I would probably say, around 40 of us working in the lab.
All doing this in the laboratory?
Yes.
Wow. So any deployments as yet?
I haven't been, no.
Okay.
We don't deploy a whole lot from my job.
Okay.
You're pretty lucky if you get to go.
You're lucky if you get to be deployed somewhere. Yeah. So you're pretty much in the laboratory most of the time here on base. Now, what about other training outside? When you're not in the laboratory, you still train in other areas?
Not really. Anything else we do would be just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I may have a chance to go out with some of the SEER instructors. We might go and they might teach me a thing or two about eating bugs and some grass. But
oh, whoopee!
I'll be lucky to get that too.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not a whole lot that you have to really try in my career field to kind of branch out. I run the snack bar and stuff like that, so that takes up a little bit of my time. Vehicles program, but outside of work, I really like shooting. So I'm the Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. Well, I guess it's not affiliated with the base, but the shooting club that we have on base.
Right.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
We go out there and we have a group of people. We'll just go out and have a good time.
Oh, that's great.
Teach some safety to anyone who hasn't been before. We all have basic firearms training over at Lackland, but
yeah, that's required.
Yeah, and so that's something that some people haven't ever touched a gun before, and so they're kind of skeptic about safety and all that.
Understandably.
So we'll get them out there and we'll say, hey, this is how to safely use a firearm and have a good time with it.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. So that's what you do in your spare time when you're not at work.
Sometimes it gets kind of expensive.
It does.
Shooting all the time, man.
Ammunition's getting expensive.
It is.
Very much so.
I spend a lot of time at the YMCA.
Do you?
Swimming there. It's really cheap. It's only $1 for military personnel, and they're really helpful for getting us in the pool and letting us know when we can go and when's a good time. So
we had someone in from the Family Y just a few minutes ago.
Oh, really?
Just before you got here. Yeah, they come on a regular basis. And so how long you been going to the Y?
Probably since about 6 months since I got here. So a good 2.5, 3 years I've been going swimming there.
Yeah.
It only costs $1 a day. So
$1 for anyone from Seymour Johnson or in military for that matter.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's $1 a day. That's great. That's great. So you take advantage of that.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so swimming and shooting and what else? Anything else? That keeps you pretty busy, I imagine.
Well, when football season comes around, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Are you really? Being from Oklahoma? Okay.
You can either choose. You got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You got the Texans.
Right.
You got the Cowboys.
Okay.
So I chose Cowboys, and I've been sticking with them for quite a while
So
now.
what kind of season you expect from the Cowboys?
Well, I'm a little worried right now. We've got some controversy in the media going on, but we'll get it together.
Well, that's the media for you, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do, is stir up trouble.
Sure do.
But well, I hope you have a good season with the Cowboys, and I hope everybody's out of jail by then.
Yeah, me too. I hope we stay that way.
No, but that's an individual thing, though. That's not a reflection on the team.
Yeah, that's true.
That's an individual thing. But anyway, so what are your plans for the future with the Air Force? You gonna do 20? You gonna?
Well, I've thought about that, and my date of separation is in April of next year.
Mm-hmm.
What I plan on doing is I'm going to go back to school full time, get my degree. I want to do a chemistry degree with microbiology.
Wow.
So that's one of the things people have always asked me. They said, "Hey, why don't you do military and school in conjunction with it?"
Mm-hmm.
And my response to that is, I can't predict my hours. I can't predict, if I'll be on 12-hour shifts or the long ones. So,
Right.
So for me to commit to degrees like chemistry and microbiology, I'd rather be able to focus on that full time.
Mm-hmm.
Once that's done, I really like the military.
Now,
So I might come back in.
But microbiology, that necessarily doesn't fall in conjunction with what you're doing now, does it?
Oh, not at all. No.
So why microbiology?
I've always been interested with everything at a smaller level. So I think that's one of the things that actually would tie into my job, is looking at things on a really at a certain depth. I'll deal in micro inches. With tolerances of equipment.
Right.
So
we're talking about
tiny
cell structure
Sure.
and cellular makeup and all that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
But eventually, once I get that degree, I'm planning on coming back in. Either as a commissioned, or the Army's got warrant officer programs. But I love the military.
Yeah.
I think one of the best things that I can say about my time in the military is that I've never before worked with such a motivated and intelligent group of people. Specifically from my career field, I'm lucky to deal with the people. They make the job what it is. They make it worth coming to work.
So all these people you work with, they motivate you to do better.
And if I have a bad day, we all miss our families and friends from back home, and especially us younger guys. We're still getting acclimated to the military life, and every time I've ever been down or I've had a bad day, recently I had a family member pass away, and for me that was a really rough time.
Yeah.
But I cannot tell you how many people stood behind me and made sure that they knew that they were there for me.
Yeah.
I knew they were there for me.
So I guess you would recommend the military.
Definitely. I keep
Specifically
telling
the Air Force.
Specifically the Air Force, yes. I'm a little biased.
Well, I understand.
I think that I've told my brother and sister, hey, if at any point you'd like to join, I've got some recommendations. Just pick the job that you think you'll be best at, and it's been an experience that I wouldn't trade. It's had its ups and downs for me, but I wouldn't trade the experience at all.
What did you put on your dream sheet? Where'd you want to go?
Well, when I came in, I didn't really understand where to go. So I put down just a bunch of stuff on the East and West Coast, and I got East Coast. So because I've been from the Midwest, so my whole life I traveled up and down the Midwest, and I wanted to see the coast. So it got me here.
It got you here. That's great. Senior Airman Aaron Ash. Aaron, I thank you so much for being with us today, and good luck to you. Good luck to the Cowboys. All right.